What up, everybody? Mad Viking back. It's that time again in what's going to be a series of pay-per-views coming up here pretty soon. But at the start of the wave, we have Hell in the Cell. I can be honest with you, I really haven't been watching the product, but I've been watching the highlights on TV. I can't believe it, and I like SmackDown better than Raw. I have 4 SmackDowns sitting on my DVR, and I'm currently watching Raw. I guess I fast-forwarded so much of last week's Raw, I didn't even know that the Raw titles changed hands. But anyways, this is a SmackDown pay-per-view. I'm just trying to be honest. I haven't seen a lot of the product, and like I said. But I'm going to give you guys my takes on this Sundays pay-per-view. First up here, we have the New Day, the current SmackDown Tag Team Champions, versus Rusev Day. So I'm taking it that these two made up and their relationship is fine now. I know I saw him sacrifice himself so that they could get the pin in a recent match to be able to go on to face New Day here. So I guess that's good. I didn't want their team to break up. New Day is pretty fresh into this title run. They're only in this title run, though, because the Bludgeon Brothers, Harper got injured. I could see the belts maybe changing hands. I mean, what are these guys now? 5-time tag team champions. And I enjoyed them in the beginning, but I mean, this is years now, and I've said it before, I'm kind of tired of their stick. I know the WWE is too, because they don't do their skits or anything anymore. It's just, I think they're kept on as a tag team because they sell a lot of merchandise still. And that's probably why they kept Rusev Day together, because he's moving a lot of merch, Rusev. I would like to see the tag team titles change hands here. Rusev deserves something here. I mean, he's been an underdog now for long enough. This guy should be world champion by now. I don't know what. Well, I do know what his deal is. He's a little bit too mouthy on social media, and I'm sure that's part of his problem moving back up the ladder. But he was thoroughly buried all since his feud with Cena. I mean, for a good year, if not 2, he just floundered. But I mean, in my eyes, he's moved back up, and he's always been an impressive wrestler. Like I said, I would love to see the belts change hands here. This one's difficult because New Day's higher up on the food chain. I mean, and really they only act like there's 2 tag teams on SmackDown. The Usos and New Day, but I don't know. I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to hope English and Rusev get the titles here. They deserve the belts. They deserve a tag team run. The tag team division deserves to be freshened up, in my opinion. Something new. So I'm going to go with that, even though it's probably an unpopular choice. I'm going to save Rusev and Aiden English over the New Day. All right, next up on the card, obviously, we have the new Raw Tag Team Champions, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre, versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose of The Shield. I definitely don't see Ziggler and McIntyre dropping the belts, 2 weeks into their title reign. I see some run-in probably by Ambrose or Braun or all the other guys that are involved in this storyline from the Raw locker room. It won't be a clean match by any means, I'm sure. I do like this storyline, and it has gotten more interesting, even though it's obvious the WWE is drowning out all the crowd booing when the Shield is out. I mean, I'm watching Raw right now, and I watched the axe handle beatdown the Shield did of, 20-something guys, which is, I don't care who you are, it's ridiculous. 3 dudes are not going to beat up 20 guys. It just reminds me of the stupid crap WCW did back in the day, like with the Flock. One guy beats up 15 members of the Flock. Come on. But whatever. Like I said, crowd noise, they're typing in the crowd noise to block out the boos from the pissed off fans. But anyways, in my opinion, Drew McIntyre deserves better too. This guy is the epitome of everything that Vince McMahon looks for in a superstar. I mean, he shouldn't be tied into this storyline for long, in my opinion. I mean, this guy should be higher up on the food chain. He should be main eventing. But I don't think that was the reason he was brought back. He was just brought back because he was popular, and the WWE wanted him. Just like Ziggler, they wasted Ziggler for no apparent reason whatsoever. But they are putting these guys on TV. They are in sort of meaningful matches, so I'll give the WWE that. Like I said, with this match here, I just don't see them losing the belts. If there isn't any outside interference, this should be a good match. I say that a lot on these things. We know all these guys can go, but you don't always get that on WWE pay-per-views. We might get to see something good because this is not a stacked card by any means. So I think they're going to give every one of these matches the appropriate time to tell a good story in the ring. Like I said, fingers crossed, I hope that's what happens. But I'm going to stick with this. Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler retain over Rollins and Ambrose. Next up, we have Botch Bella and her husband, Bryan Danielson, versus The Miz and his wife, Maryse, who has bounced back quite nicely from having a baby recently. She is in much better shape than what Brie Bella is. And Brie Bella, her kid is almost 2 years old. And if you haven't been watching wrestling recently, the Bellas are back, and they look like crap in the ring. And I'm not a real fan of Nikki at all whatsoever. I always liked Brie, but Jesus Christ, she almost killed herself last week on Raw twice. They have no business being back in the ring, in my opinion. I guarantee you, Brie Bella back on TV is one of the only reasons that Daniel Bryan re-signed with the company. She started showing back up on TV, and Daniel Bryan all of a sudden signed his contract. But anyway, and now he's bogged down, and, well, I shouldn't say it. I do like this feud. It's probably the best thing that's been going on in the WWE in a long time. Other than this Becky Lynch Charlotte thing, but it's. I'll get into that in a minute because that's one of the next matches on the card. But anyway, this is a mixed gender tag team match. The Miz obviously got one up over Danielson at SummerSlam, and the WWE does a lot of 50-50 booking, which drives me insane. Which is meant to keep both sides not losing anything in a feud. They both basically stay even booking-wise, which is ridiculous. So what I'm basically getting at is, now it's Daniel Bryan's turn to win, which would mean they'd probably fight again somewhere down the line. It is rumored that The Miz is going to be in the main event at this year's WrestleMania. This could possibly be the match, but geez, that is so far away from now. Could they stretch this feud out until WrestleMania? I don't know. If it's booked properly, they can. But like I said, I think this one's just going to be what it is. It's going to be the feel-good moment of Botch Bella and Daniel Bryan beating their nemesis, The Miz and Maryse, to continue this feud. Even though I am super high on The Miz, I loved Daniel Bryan, but he has not been booked well since he's come back. I would almost put it as a burial, but we'll see what happens. Miz and Brie, Danielson and Brie over Miz and Maryse. Next up on the card, we have Charlotte versus Becky Lynch for the women's title. This is another one here. I mean, Charlotte just got the belt. The WWE's obviously changed how the storyline was supposed to go because they're booking Becky like a champ, but she's been doing all the typical things from old school booking that would say Charlotte's going to win because she's been one-upping Charlotte this entire time. It's really built her up, Becky, in the eyes of the fans. They obviously didn't want her to lose that match at SummerSlam, and neither did I. She deserves to have another title run. What is this, Charlotte's 6th title run already? I mean, it was definitely Becky Lynch's time. And she could possibly here be rewarded. I don't know. If she wins, it's kind of the end of the feud because then it would just be the subsequent rematch, and of course, Charlotte would lose it. And then that would be the end of the feud. If Charlotte wins here, I think Becky still continues to beat the crap out of Charlotte, and the feud continues until Becky wins. So I could possibly... It's a good possibility that Charlotte's going to retain here, and the feud is going to continue, because really this is one, if not the best thing that the WWE has done in a long, long time. Storyline-wise, there's a decent storyline also on this card, but it is getting a little weird and creepy, and I'll get into that when we get to it. But I'm going to say Charlotte over Becky, not the way I want it to go, though. If it enhances the storyline, like I said, and it continues, I'm fine with that. So I'm going to say Charlotte retains over Becky Lynch. Next matchup on the card, we have Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. Somehow Shinsuke Nakamura got totally pushed out of this three-way feud. He's not even on the damn pay-per-view. I don't even know why Jeff Hardy is on this pay-per-view. I've said it before. I think they are totally trying to just break down and destroy the Hardys. They have 1 year left on their contract. They're still putting Matt out on house shows, and this guy is supposed to have his bones fusing together. I mean, why? I know they signed him and they want their money, their investment, but I mean, he could be doing other things. He was supposed to be getting into an agent role, but they're, like I said, they're still booking him in matches. Jeff Hardy is supposed to be super banged up and is supposed to be changing his whole ring repertoire, but it doesn't seem to be changing any. He still does risky shit. He seems to be doing more risky stuff. I mean, doing that swanton to the outside edge of the ring apron, any wrestler will tell you that is the most dangerous and hard-hitting area to do moves on. And he just did a swan. That's how HBK broke his back in the day, taking a bump and hitting the freaking outside of ring apron. I mean, like I said, Jeff Hardy's matches, like recently, because he's banged up, they haven't even been anything of substance. So I don't know why, other than Randy Orton plowing through Jeff Hardy here, I don't know why this match is even happening. And do I see something horrible happening, like Jeff climbing the cage and doing a swanton? Yeah, it's going to happen because that's what the WWE is going to book him to do, which kind of makes me angry. Like I said, I think the WWE is just trying to destroy the Hardys, and when their contract's up, they're gone. And then that way, that really doesn't make them valuable to anybody to pick them up, like Ring of Honor or Impact again, because they're definitely not being just getting a decent push. But Matt, he hasn't been able to do anything with his character, and his character was great. I loved that character. And the WWE isn't even trying. They just wanted these guys because they were popular. It's another case of they just wanted new toys. But anyway, Randy Orton's going to win this. I mean, it's not even debatable. Randy Orton's going to beat Jeff Hardy, plain and simple. What is this? Okay, I thought this was a SmackDown pay-per-view. This is another mixed pay-per-view? Well, all right. There's not a lot of people on this card, but I'm not complaining because I really don't want to sit around and watch 5 hours of WWE pay-per-view programming. So, anyways, this isn't even debatable either. I mean, Ronda Rousey is not losing the title here. What did they do? Oh, I see it now. Never mind. I was going to say, what did they do? Airbrush or a mole out? But you can vaguely see it. It looks like they did, though. Anyways, just after the match they booked at SummerSlam, I'm kind of shocked this is being booked again. Obviously, I don't think we're going to get another squash match. But, you know, what do I know? I'm sure something is being planned for this. I'm not talking like a Nia Jax running or anything, but I think something's going to happen here because they're not just going to allow Alexa Bliss to be just annihilated 2 pay-per-views in a row. At least I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't have booked it that way. Maybe for the first one because Ronda's supposed to be like the female Brock Lesnar and all, but there has to be some substance here added to this match. It has to go longer than 2 minutes. Like I said, I expect something to happen here, but we'll see. But I don't see it happening in a million years. Bliss beating Ronda. Ronda retains or wins by DQ over Alexa Bliss. Next up on the card, we have SmackDown World Champion AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe in the continuation of their feud. This could be Joe's moment here to win the title. This feud has gotten just weird. See, I don't even know what to talk about here. Bringing in their family, AJ's family, and now I think Samoa Joe's family was brought into it too. They haven't been shown up on TV, but they're being mentioned. It just makes it weird, and it's a weird storyline to be pushing. Oh, you're never home to see your wife and kids. Guess what? That's every wrestler. So, but I don't know. Like I said, it's WWE making this creepy. So, I don't know. This could be Joe's time, like I said. He was rumored to be brought over to SmackDown to get a title, or at least be in the title picture. And AJ has had that belt for a long time. Unless they're trying to give him some record run, which he is on a record run right now. He did surpass JBL's title reign, and he was supposed to be the longest SmackDown World Champions title reign. So that is going on currently. But like I said, I think the WWE is just riding the AJ train until he supposedly retires, which he claims he's going to do at 40. Maybe they're just going to make him like the greatest SmackDown champion of all time. I don't know. For that to happen, he would obviously have to retain here. But I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Samoa Joe wins. Like I said, there's no preference here. I like both these guys. But, I mean, it's definitely Joe's time. It can be, for Christ's sake. And AJ, it's not going to hurt AJ any. They would continue to feud. But eventually he would be out of the title picture until, obviously, Samoa Joe drops the title. So that could maybe muddy the championship waters up there a bit. But I don't know. I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to say Samoa Joe X out a win over AJ Styles, but it's probably not going to happen. Next up on the card, we have Raw World Champion Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman with special referee Mick Foley, which is supposed to mark the 20th anniversary of his Hell in the Cell match versus Undertaker. He is rumored to be taking some sort of bump in this match, even though he hasn't been cleared to bump in the WWE since 2011. And the rumor is he'll be taking some sort of bump from Braun Strowman. Maybe it'll be because he's going to get pinned and he's going to blame Mick Foley and then beat the piss out of Mick Foley and do something to him. I obviously don't see Mick Foley climbing the top of the cage, but geez, what do I know? I don't know if this cage is going to have a roof over it, but I guess we'll have to see. I guess that's a possibility, but I mean, I don't see the WWE throwing a 53-year-old man who's crippled already off the top of a 25-foot cage. So, I don't know. Whatever that bump is going to be, it's probably not going to be from the cage. But who knows? I mean, who knows? Anyways, Braun here, I think it's his time too, but it's not going to happen. I mean, there's so much of this pay-per-view card is predictable. Roman Reigns is a month into his reign. I don't even think it's a month. Has it been a month? I think it's been 2 weeks. He's 2 weeks into his title reign. He's not dropping the title. He just isn't dropping the title. I can see the Shield getting involved somehow. I can see Drew and Ziggler getting involved somehow with everybody else from the Raw roster who's supposed to be in Strowman's pack. But it's just not going to happen. It would be the biggest shock of the world if it did. It would definitely enhance that storyline, but I just don't see it. If Braun wins, it's going to be the big shock moment of this pay-per-view, but I just don't see it. Roman Reigns over Braun Strowman, and there isn't anything else. No, there's nothing else. So yeah, that's it, guys. Those are my pay-per-view predictions. Let me know what you think. Who do you think's gonna win? I think I'm pretty spot on here with my predictions. I usually am. Sometimes I'm off by 1 or 2, but this pay-per-view card is so predictable. Like I said, it's not even funny. So like I said, hit like, guys. Leave a comment. I don't know, share. Hit the notification button to receive future content from the channel. Welcome new subscribers. I've had a couple in the past couple of weeks. And that's it for now, guys. Later on tonight, actually not later on tonight, in about an hour or so, I'm heading out the door. I'm going to another NXT event. And tomorrow night, I will be going to an NXT event. So, in a few hours, look out for that video. And like I said, there will be another one tomorrow. So, be prepared. Watch my videos. And hit like, guys. That's it for now. Mad Viking out. Catch you guys later.